What's up, everyone? It's your boy, Mr. G, and today we're going to show you a sweet little Solidworks tutorial. It's going to be your favorite subject about Solidworks. Where's the button? There's the button. What's the first thing we always do whenever we want to? Oh my gosh! Oh, what is this? Well, try again. You know, the first thing you got to draw whenever you start to draw something, oh my gosh. Hey, it worked. We're in. Is a title block. Oh, I know that's what you wanted to hear. Title block. Oh my god. What's the point of a title block? Well, who even cares? Well, I care. And everybody cares. And you're going to care too. So, I'm going to go to the website here and go to the old Drafting 1 Unit 1. This is what Drafting 1 students did in the beginning of the year. Because the reason why I'm coming here is I'm trying to find this. This is the title block that are using right now. And let me get rid of that and see if I can flip Philadelphia. Oh, I got two of these open. So let's close one. Did that close? Oh, that's an old one. Let's close that. So I already had it open. That's why it was giving me a bug. Okay. So I'm going to go up here to SolidWorks and go to New. And we've done parts, we've done assemblies, but we haven't done drawings yet. So that's what we're going to be messing around with a little bit today. I'm going to go to Drawing, hit OK. And then this little sheet should pop up asking you what size you want your drawing to be in. So I kind of think of this thing like paper space a little bit, but it's not as hard to wrap your head around as paper space, I don't think. Size A paper right here is 8.5 by 11, even though this is in millimeters or something like that. And you've got portrait or landscape, and you can see it flip from portrait to landscape. We want just the first one right here. And if you do like a custom sheet size, it should say 8.5 by 11. And I want to see if that changes. Yeah, so if you change this, you know, it changes this over here, and then you could go to custom and kind of actually see what the size of this sheet is. But anyway, we're starting with this one. Who cares? Okay. And then you get a title block sheet that looks something like this. It's got a whole bunch of stuff on it that we're going to change because this is not, you know, the title block that we want here. Okay? So, I'm going to click off this little model viewer here, and over here, there's like some stuff. So it's got a bunch of anchors, bend table anchor. Basically, I don't know what any of this stuff does. All I know is this border 1 right here. I'm going to right click it and go to delete border. What that does is erase all that stuff around the outside. Let me undo that actually. I wonder if I could just edit it. Kind of just winging it here. Customize. I don't know. Let's delete it. Because I don't want all that A, B, 1, 2, B, A, 1, 2. I don't want all that stuff. So I'm going to delete it. And then this stuff here is kind of like, I think of this stuff as kind of like the lines and stuff that we create for our border in AutoCAD. So to edit this stuff, you can't just click on it and start editing. You have to right click somewhere and go to Edit Sheet Format. Then everything becomes clickable and, most importantly, deletable. So I selected all that stuff and deleted it. Now what you're left with is kind of like a piece of paper here that should be something like 11 by 8.5. And you can kind of look up here at this little margin up top, or this little ruler, and you can see that 0 is about here and then 11 is about here. And then if I went to sketch and I drew a line from about the top to there, it should say something like 8.5. Okay. Alright, so I want to start by creating a border, and luckily there's some little snap points up here. Excuse me. I'm going to go to sketch and then draw a line, and if you hover your mouse up towards the corner, a little orange little snap point. Hang on. A little orange little snap point should show up. So I'm going to snap there and draw a line across to the top right corner, and then go to here, and then go to here, and then go to here to create just a box. Now, it's important when you create your border to kind of feel things out a little bit before you spend too much time filling in the details. What I mean by that is every printer has kind of like different margins that it likes to automatically set on the sides, and we don't really want to mess with the custom settings in regards to that. So what I'm going to do is just hit print, which is Control P. This thing automatically pops up, and you shouldn't have to change anything. Like, I could change these margins in here, but it's like, who wants to mess with all those numbers? What I can do is just hit preview, and what I see here is a box of nothing, which is bad. So I want to get rid of that box of nothing, and I want actual lines to be in there. So what that tells me is that these blue lines aren't yet inside of the printer's margins. Okay, so what I'm going to do is offset, and I'm going to offset 0.1 inches, and I'm going to select these lines. And if you have select the chain, it'll do all of them all the way around once you just click on one line. And then I'm going to hit reverse, and it'll reverse the direction that it's offsetting them. So now it's offsetting in, and I'm going to hit the check mark. Alright, so now I've got 2 cents, and it makes a little silly dimension right there for me that I'm going to erase. Actually, I probably should keep that there in case I just want to adjust it later. Then I'm going to go to print again and hit preview. And now we're cooking with beans, and I can actually see the outside border. So what that tells me is that is okay, and I'm going to erase this outside block. And what is going to happen is this is going to become basically my green right here. So when I made this little image right here, the white represents the paper because it's the actual size of the paper, 11 by 8.5. And then I just offset in about 1/4 of an inch on each side. Yeah, 1/4 of an inch on each side. But I'm not going to do that for the Solidworks one. I'm just going to offset based on where I snapped and then just go in 0.1 like I've already done here. Okay, but now I'm going to kind of play around with the dimensions that I already have here. Like, I'm going to take a dimension here that's 1/2 of an inch. So I'm going to take this and offset it in. So offset entities, click on this right one. I'm going to uncheck select chain so that it only gives me this one on the right. And then I'm going to hit reverse so that it offsets in, and I'm going to change my size to 0.25. Hit enter. That's wrong. It's supposed to be 0.5. Enter. There we go. That's more space, and that's where all my stuff's going to go. So I'm going to hit the check mark. That looks good. Erase the dimension. And then I'm going to work my way up from the bottom. So bottom up is 4 1/4. So again, offset. Let's click this line and change that to 4.25. Should go up to there. Is that right? 4 1/4. Yeah. Okay. And I'm just going to hit the check, erase the dimension, and use the trim tool. Trim to closest, and then just click that part of the line and it'll trim it down. And then I had a gap of 2 inches, so I'm going to offset again. 2. Click this guy, check mark, erase the dimension. If there's a way I'll give you $1 if you can tell me how to do this without a dimension automatically popping up. And then click here to here, or offset here to here, 1 1/4. Offset. Oh boy. Try that again. Offset. Click the line. I forgot what it was. 1 1/4. 1.25. Enter. Check mark. Okay. And erase that. And there should be about a 1/2 inch left. Not exactly, because I'm not following the exact dimensions of these whenever I created the border around the outside. So we'll just call that a slop dimension, and whatever's left over there will be fine. Okay. Let's put the line in here, though. Let's see if I can just snap a line from this midpoint up to, let's go past it, and then use trim. There we go. Okay, now the text part. So we got 3/16 inch text height. For the things that say like Vanguard High School, it's going to be like the title of our drawing or whatever. Let's see. I think I want to go to Annotation and use the Note tool. Okay, so I'm going to click the Note tool, and I'm probably going to mess this up about 10 times. So let's see. What happens is I need to click here, and let's type Vanguard High School. Okay, it's got my font here, and these are 2 different ways to kind of give it height if you want to use something like Word. Like, I think this is like 12-point height, and then it also has it in inches right here. I think you can maybe even type in a fraction there. So let's type 3/16 and see what happens. 3/16, enter. I converted it to 0.19, so that seems okay. And then I'm going to click off of it. Alright, if I can click on it, and now what I want to do is rotate it 90 degrees, and over here under text format there's a degrees symbol, and 9 out of 10 times this doesn't work right for me. Oh! So it worked right the first time that time. Alright, and we're going to drag that guy into there, and it looks a little small, doesn't it? 3/16 text height. Let's double click inside of there. Let me see, do that again. 3/16. There we go. Got a little bigger. So the first time it didn't really work for me, but now it looks like it has. So we're feeling good about that. Okay. Get that about centered. Don't do it like this, man. That looks like, you know, don't do it like that. Get it in the middle there, you know, nice and tight. All right. Up here, it's going to say drafting 2 or 3, whatever you're in. I would say the best thing to do is just use the old Control-C, Control-V, and then double click, change what it says. Drafting 3. I'm in drafting 4 because I'm a pro. Okay, drafting 4. And I'm going to get that guy in there nice and tight. Okay. What was that? Oh. Okay, now I got name and all that good stuff, so I'm just going to copy, Control-C, Control-V again. And what's my name? Okay, my name is B. Chameleon, and the text height of this is 3/32, so let's try and change that. 3/32. Okay, didn't work. I think it's because it has to be selected, right? Like that. That's how I messed it up last time. 3/32. There we go. Alright, does that look tiny? I wonder if I can make that a little bigger. Let's try 4/32. Which we all know is... Oh, that's 4/42. 4/32. That works for me. If you have a long last name, you might need 3/32 or something. But if you got a nice and tight last name like me, and it fits in there nice, it might be better to be a little bigger. Today's date is 11/21/2016. It's Thanksgiving break week. It's the best week of the year. Let's line these up to the left, or maybe center like that. What do you think? That looks pretty decent. Okay, copy, pasta. We're in period 1. Flip that over there. Okay. And that, my friends, is a nice looking title block. I mean, that's looking nice. And if I hit Control P and go to print preview, yeah, it looks good, right? Text could float down a little bit here. Details. It's about precision details, you know? Let's get it looking nice. Get it looking nice. Sorry. Okay. Once you're done editing your border, remember we are like inside of the border space right now. I don't know what they call it in here. But to get out, you right click and go to Edit Sheet. Okay, and then everything turns gray. Now if I go to print preview again, everything's gray, so it's not that blue. It'll probably print black too, hopefully. Anyway, but to edit the border, you have to right click and go to Edit Sheet Format. So this is the Edit Sheet Format, and if you want to just edit the regular sheet, you go to Edit Sheet. And now we're like, it's kind of like paper space where we're outside of the paper space and we can just kind of put stuff in here. So after that, I'm probably going to save it. So let's hit Save As, Desktop, and I think I've already saved this. Okay, I thought I had a folder here. Oh, it might be on my H drive. Let's check. H drive, JK, it's not there either. Let's make a new folder on the old desktop. Gonna right click in here, new folder, let's call it Solidworks. And I'm gonna call this title block 8.5 by 11. Hit save. And just for safe measure, I'm going to save as again. Oh, not save as, but go to File, Save Sheet Format, and then save that in the same folder as well. Now, I don't know which one we're going to need. I'm going to name it the same thing, border 8.5 by 11. But see, I don't know which one we're going to need later on, so I might as well just save them both. And I want to show you what those two things kind of look like. One saves as a SLDDRT file, and one saves as something else. Solidworks drawing document. I don't know what the properties of this thing are. Anyway, two different types of files there. I'm just going to save them both. Oh, I named one title block and one border. What a noob. All right. And then, okay. So from here, now that I've got this thing saved, what I want you to do, well, let's show you this. What you can do is go to View Layout and go to Model View, and you can import your drawings that you've created, or your parts, or your assemblies. You just go to Browse, and I don't even know if I have any of these. Oh, here's a wheel. I got some BMW. Okay, so if, I got this Part 1. I'm going to double-click on that, and then you get a whole bunch of options. So it's basically importing that into this. So one of the most important options here is Preview, so I can actually see what I'm putting onto the screen there. And then you can change what view, like the orientation. Like right there you see that's some kind of front view or something like that. But if I wanted to see the isometric, I could just click that button. And now I'm looking at an isometric here, which is pretty sweet. So then I click, and then it's just there, man. It's just there. And then I hit escape a couple times, and then I can add another one. Model view again, double click Part 1. Now I can do the front view, or whatever view this is. Maybe if I hover over this, it'll tell me. Yep, right. So, right, bottom. I want top, because top's a pretty important view, right? Okay, that looks like a good top view. So let's do top view, and then I'm just going to hit the check mark. And man, my throat today. Oh, not browse. Double click on the part. So let's do the right view. Right view is pretty good. Plop that baby right in there. Hit the check mark. Model view again. Double click the part. And what other view could I do? I did top, isometric, right. How about left? Ooh, that's a funky view. I want the front. How do I get the front? That's the front. Yeah. Is that the front? What is this called? That's the bottom. Top. Right. Back. Left. Which one do I want? That one. What is that called? Front. Yeah. Okay. Plop that guy right there. And then you can slide them. You know, we're just going to slide them around wherever they need to go. You can also change the scale of these. So you can click on them, and then over here, you've got, it's automatically doing it to the sheet scale right now, but you can use a custom scale, and you can change the size. Maybe I want it to be a little bit bigger, 1:1. Maybe that's a little bit too big. So, maybe I want it between 1:2 and 1:1. Maybe I want it 1 to 1.5. That looks like it would be a pretty good size for me. You can go to up here at the top, user defined route, and then you can change this number here to 1 to 1.5. Now that looks like a good size scale there. All right. Ooh. So then I can kind of label these babies up. If I was a pro, what I would do here is right click and edit my sheet format, and then I'm going to pull this line back. Holy moly, let's not do that. Let's go to sketch, and I'm going to draw a line maybe from here to here, and then draw another line from here going up. Let's go all the way past and erase that. I'm just kind of trying to cut this border in half without doing it like an idiot. Let's do trim, and we're going to trim that off, and then we're going to do extend and extend that. There we go. And then right click and edit sheet. So I'm out of there. All right. And then I can drag this guy over to there. Okay, nice. And then what I did is I still have that text copy and paste, or copied to my clipboard. So I'm going to paste that outside of the border, click on it, change the rotation to 0. I'm going to change what these say. Isometric, isometric view. Bring that down there. Oh, that's going to look good, huh? Copy that, paste it. What was this? Top view. Get that kind of centered in there. And this is going to be the right view. And this will be the front view. Okay. So got all those babies lined up there. Now that's looking like a pretty good drawing. You can also add dimensions. Okay, that would be the last thing I probably need on this thing. Annotation. Smart dimension. I think you would just do it the same way you do. I mean, I'm no expert, but I think smart dimension would probably be the best thing to do. Bring this thing out. And that's 2.83. I don't think I made it in millimeters. So down here you can change. Oh, that was inches. So maybe I did make it in millimeters. So I'm going to change my inches to millimeters. And what that will do is change my smart dimension to numbers. I think this, when I originally made this, I'm not really sure. But whatever unit you use to draw your thing, obviously that's what you should use for when you dimension it. Let's bring this up. I don't know what that big blue thing does, but anyway. And then I'm just going to dimension this guy up a little bit. And then you can even dimension on the isometric too. I think it'll bring it out, and you know. Oh, I didn't want it to do that. Oh, I didn't want it to do that. Smart dimension. Let's bring this out. And click. Why is it going up like that? So again, these are just, you know, these are just tips. These are just tips. I don't really know what I'm doing here, as you can tell. Rapid dimensioning. What's that? I don't want it to be up like that. I want it to be flat. I'll try one more time. If I don't get it, I'm sure there's a way to fix that. But anyway, you can dimension your thing up like that, and yeah, dimension it up, top view, right view, front view. Usually I would either dimension one or the other. You'd either dimension the isometric view and then don't dimension any of these, or dimension these three and then don't dimension anything on there. Because you can have the same effect just by dimensioning either one side or the other. You don't want to over dimension and you don't want to under dimension. The goal is for whenever you print this thing out, you have to have enough dimensions that if someone were to manufacture it or have to build it or draw it or design it again, they would have all the dimensions required on there. Because how annoying is it when you guys get an assignment from somebody and it is missing a dimension? You guys cry like little babies. So that's it for the video. Have a great Thanksgiving break.